Nowadays, technology has become so advanced that people can manage their lives in the palm of their hand. All of this is possible because of the innovative genius that was Steve Jobs. On February 24, 1955, Steve Jobs was born and given up for adoption. As a child, Steve was very skilled in the use of electronics, which foreshadowed his later technological success. Although he was very intelligent, Steve lacked the effort and drive to succeed in a classroom environment. This led him to drop out of college after only one semester. He then met up with a lifelong friend, Steve Wozniak, or as he was known, Woz. Woz had been working on developing codes that would transfer information from a keyboard to a monitor. The two had visions of homes with personal computers and a company that would revolutionize the computer industry. The company would be called Apple. Steve liked the name because it was friendly, unintimidating, and simple.
Now officially known as Apple, Steve and Woz began producing and selling their invention, the Apple I. Although the concept of information traveling from a circuit board to a monitor was groundbreaking, the Apple I lacked physical appearance and user-friendly attributes. Correcting these imperfections led these entrepreneurs to their next great invention. Jobs and Wozniak immediately started planning for the production of a better, more sophisticated user-friendly device. That would become the Apple II. The Apple II included a monitor, a keyboard, and Wozniak's groundbreaking floppy disk drive. The Apple II was widely known for its spreadsheet software, VisiCalc. VisiCalc was the first affordable program to perform mathematical tasks for the user. The program was known as the first killer app in computer history. It sold more than 200,000 copies in its first 2 years. It sparked sales for the Apple II like no other program. After the release of the Apple II, Steve Jobs began working on his next big project, the Macintosh. Steve, along with the Macintosh team, worked tediously for over 2 years, perfecting the computer. After all the work was completed, the Macintosh was the only computer available with a multicolored screen, a built-in hard drive, and a 3.5-inch floppy disk drive. This was the first computer to display running software with individual icons. While the display was intriguing, the new software MacWrite, which was a word processor, and MacPaint, a drawing program, really caught the eye of the general public.
You've just seen some pictures of Macintosh. Now I'd like to show you Macintosh in person. But today, for the first time ever, I'd like to let Macintosh speak for itself.
Hello, I'm Macintosh. It sure is great to get out of that bag. Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I'd like to share with you a action I thought of the first time I met an IBM mainframe. Never trust a computer you can't read. Obviously I can talk, but right now I'd like to sit back and listen. So it is with considerable pride that I introduce a man who's been like a father to me, Steve Jobs.
After John Sculley was brought in as Apple's new president, Jobs and Sculley began to argue and disagree about certain aspects of the company. Later, Sculley felt it was in Apple's best interest to release Jobs from the company.
After Jobs left Apple, he invested $10 million of his own money into Pixar Animation. Shortly after, Steve founded Next Computer Company. While with Next, Jobs created the Next Cube, a 12-inch computer that caught people's attention. Although the computer was not very popular, the technology was very advanced. Jobs was able to consolidate the computer's hardware and open the door to a smaller, more efficient computer.
Meanwhile, Next created a breakthrough operating system, which caught the eye of Apple. Apple decided to purchase Next and give Steve Jobs the position of CEO of Apple Computers. Back at Apple, Jobs wanted to create and design a superior personal computer. This led to the creation of the Macintosh Portable, Apple's first portable computer. This opened the door to the PowerBook, a computer with an even quicker processor that weighed 10 pounds less than the previous model.
Along with the release of the Pismo PowerBook and the G3 Towers, Jobs released the iMac and the iBook in 1999. These computers had high-speed internet capabilities, were modern and user-friendly, which made them one of the most popular computers of their time.
After conquering the world of computers, Steve looked into expanding his business into the music industry. At the time, Apple's music player app, SoundJam, was very unsuccessful. This influenced Jobs to begin the work on the creation of a simple, practical app, iTunes. Finally, in 2001, Apple debuted iTunes. In the first week alone, around 275,000 copies were downloaded, thanks to its simple, friendly nature. Ever since then, iTunes has been updated and improved, and it has changed the music industry and the way that people listen to music forever.
With the release of iTunes, Apple saw an opportunity in the music player world. At that time, most music players were heavy, clunky, and mostly useless. On October 23, 2001, Apple released its first music player, the iPod. Despite many critics, the iPod exceeded most expectations and has forever changed the way the world listens to music.
Jobs had now conquered the personal computer and music player markets. He then directed Apple to tackle the mobile phone industry. Apple seamlessly integrated the capabilities of a cell phone, camera, and iPod into a sleek design. However, users were most captivated by the touchscreen. The simplistic navigation of features led to its global popularity. 90 million devices were sold by 2010. The device ushered in the age of smartphones and revolutionized mobile communication.
Is there any room for a third category of devices in the world? Something that's between a laptop and a smartphone? Steve Jobs asked the crowd as he introduced the iPad on April 3, 2010. Many who were in attendance criticized the iPad for its lack of camera, multitasking, and use of flash. Despite the critics, the iPad has undoubtedly changed the way the modern world views technology and all of its capabilities.
Steve Jobs is a visionary who could see how communication and mobility could play together in a technological world. Because of his innovative genius, the world was thrust into a new generation of portable communication.
He gets a reputation for being a strong leader and being brash, but to me he was just always so kind, such a good friend, and I'm just going to miss him.
All right, Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple. Thank you very much. Well said. Thank you.